Let's make some kombucha. Alright, so what do we have here? A previous batch of already made kombucha with the SCOBY. If you don't have one already made that you made yourself, of course, you can get a store from the groceries a product called Synergy it's a good kombucha. I'll show you. Okay, so every quart size jar, this one is a quart size, you'll need a quarter cup of sugar, and I'm using organic. We can use white sugar, stick with the more natural type of sugar. And so you'll need 2 tea bags. So I'm doubling the batch. So of course I'm going to use the half-gallon size jar. You'll need filtered clean water, non-chlorinated, and of course something to cover the jar with. You want it to be able to breathe. A type of rubber band. I'm using an old ring. Okay, so you can screw this on here. A little rusty right now, but it's clean and it's still usable. It looks like my water is boiled, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this off, and then we'll put in the tea bags. Okay, since I'm making a double batch, I'm making the half-gallon. I'm using 4 tea bags. If you're doing the quart size, measure your quart size jar, and then boil your water. And I would use 2 tea bags. It's probably easier to show you, but we're just gonna do it this way. We're just gonna do the half-gallon. All right, so I'm gonna cover this up so we don't have anything going there. Steep it for 10 minutes till you get some color. Sorry, it's still early in the morning. My brain isn't firing up on all sides yet, I guess. I'm going to demonstrate if I were to do the ones in the quart size jar. So I have here filter water. Okay, so you could go ahead and measure this up to the top of the line here. So you want to leave room for SCOBY and the previous batch of pre-made kombucha tea. So make sure your jars are sterilized though. Cleanness or anything, but I make sure my ends are clean, my jars are clean. Right, so kind of overfill this. The line is right here. I would pour this into a pan and boil it. Now, if I want to make the process go faster, I would just do half of the jar, right? Half of it, boil that, and then put in your 2 tea bags, and then cover it up and steep it. Take the tea bags out, and then pour in your sugar, your quarter cup of sugar, stir it until it dissolves, and then top the jar up with cold water, clean, cold, filtered water, up to that line, and then put in your previous batch of kombucha on top, or a SCOBY, cover it up, and let it sit for 2 weeks. But because we drink a lot of the kombucha here, it goes fast, me and my husband, we enjoy it. I like to do the half-gallon jars. Our tea has been steeping. It is still a little warm. I want to be careful. I do want to squeeze out whatever the tea bags. Get as much out of there as possible. Get some tongs. Right. Squeeze it out. Nice clean tongs. Somebody likes to make a mess when they're cooking, and so it's a messy counter. All right, let's pour this thing. Like my camera. This pot has a spout, so it's easy to pour. So I got this much. We'll top it off with the rest of the water, cold water. Yeah, you need it to be warm still so you can melt your sugar. Because we're doing half-gallon, you're gonna need 2 of the quarter cup, so or half a cup sugar. Back up a little bit here so you can see. Have stirrer, it's a better knife. So stir until mostly melts or dissolves. See the sugar in the bottom. See if I can zoom in or not. It's not on the bottom, but messy mat. It has to be completely dissolved. The fermentation process will eat up the sugar. And now we'll put in our water. Let's see where our line is. It's weird. The video looks like way down there. How many lines do we have? That's the line? No way. Wait, here's the line. You have to feel it. Okay, let's pour that in. This just speeds up the process, so I don't have to wait for the water to cool before I add in my SCOBY. So it's lukewarm a bit. Let's see if I can stir it up to mix. You don't want to kill your SCOBY. Not too shabby. I'm gonna test it out though, because I'm gonna put it on my wrist and see if it's, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you have last night. No, that's because I poured the jar that was in the previous jar. I needed a jar, a clean jar. There's my previous batch of kombucha. I'm gonna transfer I had one from this jar to this new one. What happened? Did they stick together? No. grab one. Slimy, limey. There it goes. And now, depending on the temperature of the house, summer gets done quicker than winter. It's gonna take longer to ferment if you're doing it in wintertime, especially if the indoor temperature is cooler. Right, set it in a cabinet, not in direct sun. And then also, you can also use the lid. This one goes back in the fridge. Yeah, already did that. Alright, so that's it. Wait for it to ferment. But if you don't have the SCOBY, you can also use previously made kombucha from the store.